If you just lost your best AI model, this might be the one that replaces it. The model sitting at the very top of my leaderboard, Claude Fable 5, just got pulled from most of the planet. An export rule, the kind where the government decides foreigners are not allowed to touch it. And the timing could not be better for the model that lands right behind it, Kimi K2.7 Code. So I'm going to run it through the same 10 tests I throw at every model, the real writing, the real code, the actual jobs I do for work, and find out if it is good enough to fill the hole Fable just left. Let me tell you what this thing even is fast. Kimi K2.7 Code is built for the kind of work I actually do, pointing an assistant at a real project and letting it build. I have a history with it. I love version 2, I love version 2.5, version 2.6. Well, it was not my favorite. So I'm going in hoping this new version turns things around. And it does. Here's how I test, because a number only means something if you trust how I got it. Every model gets the same 10 jobs. Write a sales page, write some code, write an email, that kind of thing. I run each test 3 separate times, so no single lucky answer can crown anything. A scoring system grades the first pass, and then I do the part that really matters. I read the work myself the way you would, because the score can tell you the rules get followed and still completely miss whether the thing is any good. Real quick, if this kind of head to head is useful to you, tap the like button. It is the easiest way to help out a small channel, and it genuinely does. Okay, back to it. So here is the headline. This model finishes a whisker from the very top of my board. It lands close enough to the best models I have that the ranking between them basically stops meaning anything. At this level, picking one is personal taste, and that is exactly why I'm not going to wave a bar chart at you. Buying an AI model right now is like buying a mattress. You do not pick the one with the best chart on the box. You lie down on it first, because the only thing that matters is whether it works for you. So instead of scores, I want to show you the actual work and let you feel it. The real question is never what number it got, it is whether it can do the specific job you need done well. If you're not writing code, you don't care how good at writing code it is. Most people are not using a coding model to build a sales page, so the only test that counts for you is the one that looks like your work. And if my tests do not look like your work, go find a reviewer whose tests do. Scores and charts are easy to bend, and I disagree with my own leaderboard all the time. That is the whole reason I read every output by hand. So let me actually walk you through it. Almost everything it makes lands in the top tier. The code is some of the cleanest I have pulled out of any model. The social posts are sharp, the reasoning holds up. There are really only 2 places it stumbles, and I will get to those. But the story here is how rarely it has an off moment across completely different kinds of work. The one I want to sit on is the sales page, because it is one of the best a model has ever built for me. My scoring flagged it like something was wrong, and that turned out to be the score, not the page. My checker was looking for the buttons and the colors to be built one specific old-fashioned way, and the model built them the cleaner, modern way instead. So it threw a flag on work that's actually better, not worse. I opened the page and it is gorgeous. The buttons work, the layout sharp, the structure is the best version of a few sections I have ever seen a model produce. There are maybe 3 small things I would change, and every one of them is a single prompt away. You can never get a sales page perfect in one shot. There are 1,000 tiny choices in a page, but this gets you almost all the way there on the first try, and that is rare. The model I measure everything against is MiniMax M3. I put it through this exact same gauntlet, and if you want to see how that one held up, click the card in the corner. Back to this one. Now the 2 soft spots, because I promise. And the first is editing. It scored low because it would not aggressively rewrite my work. It made the safe fixes and left the rest alone until I asked. And here's the thing. I actually like that. So many models will tear up your whole document, generate images, spend your money all without checking first. This one waits for the green light. For a tool I'm pointing at my own projects, that restraint is exactly what I want. That low score is telling me something good. The second is long context. It got the answers right, but skipped showing its work. It handed me the what without the why. That is the test I care about the least because I can usually just ask it to explain itself and it will. But it's on the list on purpose because for a lot of people, that reasoning trail is the whole point. And then there's the LinkedIn article, which I have to call out because this line of models has always been my favorite for that job. This one is the best yet. The angle is genuinely fresh, and there's one line in it I keep thinking about. When you lower the cost of wiring things together, you raise the cost of saying no. That's dead on. When something gets easy, you start doing it too much and you automate the wrong things. I would publish that piece basically as is. Now, let me talk money because this is where the whole Fable story closes. The model everyone just lost was the most expensive test I've ever run. Putting Claude Fable 5 through these same 10 tests cost me $7.27. The same 10 tests on Kimi K2.7 Code cost me about 30 cents. I told you in my Fable video that it was too pricey to be anybody's daily driver, and I meant it. So losing it costs most of us nothing. And this model hands you almost all of it back for pocket change. There is one catch, and it only bites if you're a heavy user like me. The subscription version, the one that runs your tasks for you, gets confusing fast. It's unclear how much each task eats, you're capped at 2 jobs at once, and there are limits past that. I run dozens of things at the same time, so that ceiling would get in my way. But that's a me problem, not a model problem. For almost everyone, the model is the story. And I bring it in the simple way, straight through the keys I already have. So here's my question for the comments. And I actually want the fight on this one. Would you rather have a model that makes every change we even hint at, or one that holds back and waits for your go? Tell me below because I think that answers the whole ballgame for this kind of tool. And I read and reply to every comment here myself. Here's where I land. This is as good as MiniMax M3, and that's the highest praise I can give because MiniMax M3 is my current favorite. It goes straight into heavy rotation. Right now, I'm running it against MiniMax M3 and GLM 5.1 to decide which one becomes my go-to backup, and it earned its spot in that fight. If you just lost Claude Fable 5 and you want the closest thing you can actually use and actually reach for, then I would look at MiniMax M5 or Kimi K2.7 Code. These are the two closest models, and they're both a fraction of the price. Now, I hope you found this useful, interesting, or at least entertaining. Hit subscribe so the next one of these lands in your feed, and the bell will notify you every single time I post a new video. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching one of my videos. Hit the like button, and then I've got a couple of sweet videos that I think you're gonna like. I've got one here and another one over here. You're gonna love them.